Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to do another unboxing, and it's not looking good for us getting out and get some fishing content for you guys. But it's not over yet. We still got a chance. Today we are going to do the Bass Elite box for February, and I can't use any of these lures right now because, of course, I'm up in North Dakota and where lakes are frozen over right now. And so that's okay, because these baits in here will probably be great for springtime, and you can still use them you'll find other times of the year to use them too. So very versatile stuff. So lately I've just been getting stuff ready on the boat, getting it prepped for the season, the tournament season, this, next open water fishing season, and make sure I got enough oil, grease for the trailer hubs, making sure I got batteries and everything's all good to go. Wiring is all good to go. We're going to make some changes up on the bow there. We're going to add a 360 up on the bow. I've gone so long without it. I used to have one before that a long time ago. It was a transom mount. But for right now, let's dive right into this box. I'm just going to take from the top here. And the first bait on here is the Ducket Pro Driven can't talk, BD 115 jerkbait. This is in the green gizzard shad color. Yeah, I mean it's a suspending jerkbait. It's a 4.5 inch and dives 3 to 5 feet. It's a good little jerkbait. It's gonna be very useful all times of the year, and this is gonna be a good one for clear water, and it's white, so it'll be good for some dingier water too. Really like jerkbaits. Really been turned on to jerkbaits very much the past year or two, and they've caught some big fish for me. This one will catch fish. I guess a little bit more about the jerkbait. This guy, I like to throw this on main lake points, and I'll start up a little bit deeper, and this might dive what 3 to 5 feet, but even if you're throwing in about 10-15 feet, that's kind of where I start. I'll even start a little bit deeper than that too. I'll start around 20. Sometimes they're just up off the bottom, and in clear water they see it up there, they're gonna rise for it if they want it. They're that aggressive. And then I will go in, if I'm not getting any more bites or getting any bites, I'll move in on the points. I'll get up a little bit shallower, and I'll find those weed edges around those points too. But I really like throwing these guys around the main lake points. Next one is the 10,000 Fish Cycle Bait. This is the black and blue. It's a spinner bait. This is a pretty good little bait. I haven't used it yet. I mean, it looks like a pretty good bait, and the Colorado blade is nice, and it looks like it's a dark. It's like a dark nickel, like a darker blade, but it's still like a nickel color. And this is really good for stained and muddy water as well. You can throw, like I said, you can throw like a 10,000 Fish Yoda worm would be a good pairing partner for this. You can put a swim bait, a jerk bait, a plastic jerk bait. You could thread that on there, and you'll just have the tail sticking out. A lot of times that works out really well. I wouldn't even hesitate throwing this in clear water either. And I know this is a lot of guys will just throw this in dark, dingier water, but give it a shot in clear water. But I would throw it, if it's in clear water, more around weeds. I think this would stand out very well, do very well around weeds, and that's probably where I'm going to throw it. I will use that. Okay, next one on the list is the Guggen Baits 3.3 Saucy Swimmer, and this is a sexy shimmer. The one thing I've noticed about this bait, these plastics I should say, and these are good swim baits. I use these a lot for smallmouth, and with I just trim off the head just a little bit, and I'll use a VMC boxer head jig, and I like that jig. It's got a thick wired head jig. It's heavy duty, and I've caught a lot of smallmouth on it, so I mean it works good. A lot of guys, they don't like the heavy wire. They some guys say that they lose them. I haven't had an issue with it. So if there, why fix something that's not broken? And I like to use these in white. I'll use these with maybe either a white jig head or maybe a black, or even just like the gray, like the lead colored gray. But my favorite is to put the white, or they call it pearl color swim baits on a chartreuse jig head. I will, if I'm going for smallmouth, I will always have one of those rigged up at some point, and I will throw it at some point. I usually catch fish on that. It's kind of my go-to if I'm having a really tough day. So I do already have some of these in the box. What I'm noticing though is I can't dig them all right now. I got a bunch of stuff on, there's buried. These ones are darker on top than the other baits. The other ones I have are a little bit lighter. So even though they're the same bait, same color, they're a little bit different. These actually still have a separate place in the box because it might just be that little. If the fish are, really finicky, it might be just that little bit of a change, and that could be all you need to get the bite that you're looking for. Good solid swim baits. I've never had any issues with these. Sometimes you do go through a few of them because the plastic is so soft, and that's okay. There's a reason why it's like that. Okay, it's got the sauce in there. They call it the slaunch sauce, and they're designed to catch fish, and they do. But when you got the sauce in there like that, and to get the action, it's got to be softer. The plastic isn't going to be as firm, which is why you go through a few of these. And it's the same. It's a lot of the same with most of the Googan baits. And personally, I don't have an issue with that because I've thrown these baits behind a bunch of guys, even in tournament situations, and I've caught a bunch of fish. Now, I don't know if they were the biggest fish out of there or what, but they caught us some good fish that we were able to use them fish to call out smaller fish. So I use them because they've worked for me and I've never had a problem. Those go in the box. You know what? Let's just keep the Googan baits going. This is a Googan Squad clickbait fire craw. There's a bladed jig and it's different. Okay, so this one has a pretty good sized blade. Packaging, I know the lights kind of reflect a little bit. Sorry about that. These ones, you can't burn them. And they're not bad. It's just you can't burn them. They're more of a slow roll. Otherwise, they do rise too much, and then it turns into a wake bait, which that's maybe not a bad idea either. But these things, they will rise if you reel them in too fast, if you burn them. So there's other bladed jigs out there. This is like a complement to other bladed jigs. It's not meant to replace them. It's a complement. So it has a different action than some of the other bladed jigs that are out there, and that's great. It's nice to have a couple of different things to throw at the fish because they might. This has a little bit more of a bigger wobble to it, and there's times they might want that over your standard bladed jig. I shouldn't call them standard because they're all a little bit different, but towards your typical bladed jig. So this is, I do have some of these in the box because it is a complement to the other bladed jigs, and these do have a good place. I will throw these in the spring, and it's, in spring, give them a little bit of, this is the red. Red is really good, and I don't know. It's a solid bait. I've used it. I've caught fish on it. I don't have any issues with it. You just gotta know that it does rise. You can't burn it. Okay, next one, diesel jig, football jig, 3/8 ounce, in the Okeechobee craw color. And these come with a 4/0 hook. And it looks like it is a I just said a football head, and football heads are really good jigs. You throw this around just about anything. It's great, rolling over rocks. You can bring it through weeds, but the football head kind of gets caught up in them a little bit. You can do it. So another good thing for these is skipping docks. I'm not very good at skipping docks. That's something I personally got to work on. But these I hear are really good for skipping docks. This is probably one that I'll probably rig up when I do try to skip docks. Because eventually, at one point in time, it's going to have to happen. I need to learn that. This jig here will help. Go on to some hooks here. We got Eagle Claw, laser sharp, wide gap hooks. These are the 4/0 size. Can't go wrong with 4/0 and wide gap. You can use them. They're very versatile. You can use them for, you know, Texas rig. You can put just about anything on a 4/0 Texas or a 4/0 hook, except for maybe the 3.3 swim baits. I'm not saying just these guys, but you know, any 3-inch swim bait. If you're gonna do a 4/0, you're gonna want to look at least around a 3.8 or more. These are good hooks. I've used these, not bad. My preference is VMC, but when I've used these guys, I haven't had issues. It's a little bit of a light. It's kind of in between a light wire hook. It's like a medium strength hook, so you can use it for, you know, a wide variety of situations. Probably wouldn't use this one for flipping or pitching in heavy color though. Okay, next one is Weston Bass Bite Square Bill. Sorry, I gotta read these before I show you guys because sometimes they don't have all the information on the back. This one is a floating, well, of course it's floating, 1.5. And this color is the Chartreuse Blue Craw. I really like this color. I like the chartreuse. I like the blue that's on top, and it's got a little bit of an orange on the bottom belly there. And I feel like it just kind of rounds out the whole scheme of the bait. I do like the blue and the chartreuse. I don't know what it is. I get good bites off of those. And this square bill, you know, your standard square bill, throw it around. You know, you can throw it anywhere really, but it really excels around rock and, you know, any kind of bottom where you can bang it off the bottom. That's a good little bait there. Okay, here's a bait. It's a technique that came out. Gosh, I don't remember how long ago, but it's kind of a newer technique. It's by this one is by Lawless Lures. It is the recoil bait. Yeah, it's a bit different. So you've got a hook that goes through the nose, and then it's hard to see here, through the nose, and then through the tail. So your line comes from your rod tip, comes through here, and then goes to the hook. It's a little bit different. I've never fished this, and honestly, I've seen these, and I think I don't know. I don't like them. I've never used them, so maybe this is the time I try it out. Since I got one, I would actually have never picked this up at the store because personally, I think they look stupid. I'm sorry to anybody who likes these, but I don't know. I just don't like them. But I really need to just try it and see, you know, what my, you know, real reaction is after trying it out. Now that I got it, I think I will. You know, we got it. So this is white. We got my first tournament is on the Mississippi River. I like throwing white on the Mississippi River, so you know that's maybe a good point to a good time to try this out. And on the back, it's got, you know, how to set it up. So that's great that they got, you know, instructions to help you set it up, because personally I don't know how to do that. And yeah, this isn't the pearl white. These are 4 1/4 inches long. It'd be interesting to see how they work out. Very interesting to see. Okay, the next one, sweet new little decal. This is of it's either a pike or a muskie. It kind of looks more like a pike because it's a bit more green. Muskie or sometimes more silver. Cool little decal there. And then, as always, you get your what's inside card and your dibble book. Okay, well, that's it. That's it for the box, the February box. And you know, like I said, guys, it's been pretty tough here trying to get back out on the well, for me right now, getting out on the ice to give you guys some content. I really want to do a review on that new depth finder that I put together on the Garmin Striker 4, the ice combo, the ice kit, and you know, the depth finder itself. I did a video on that, and I'd love to try that out and give a good honest review on that one as compared to my Humminbird Ice 45, which I love. I don't have any issues with the Ice 45, but I can't get out there for a little while anyways. Gonna definitely still try to get out there. We still got plenty of time, just got to get out there, and we'll see what we can do about that. But for now, you know, we got some more unboxings coming up yet, and I apologize for the content being, you know, strictly unboxings. It wasn't my intention, but it's still something for you guys to get some eyes on some lures and where I would throw those lures. So again, you know, sorry for not having any fishing content right now. I do like doing these unboxings, and if you also do like them, awesome. You know, give me a like, and you know, if you haven't already, subscribe. If you have subscribed, thank you. I appreciate you guys, every single one of you. You know, comment too if you see something that you don't like, something that I can improve on. Hey, I'm all ears. Okay, I don't mind. And you know, if there's something you would like to see more of, let me know. But for right now, it's you know, a couple unboxings, and we will get to some more fishing content eventually. I promise. This is not an unboxing channel, even though it's kind of seeming that way. So I really hope you've enjoyed that the February Bass Elite Mystery Tackle Box unboxing. And until next time, we'll catch you later.